Valtteri positions stay as they are? We'll talk about it after the race.
I'd be interested to know what you think, because, from I guess it's like a neutral point of view, like you haven't watched Formula One for maybe as long as myself or some others watching where this comes into play. But what did you think from watching from somebody relatively new into the part? What's your opinion on team orders and how that should work?
I understand why Hamilton was obviously let by. It was for the championship, and I totally get it. I totally understand the strategy behind it. But if I was Bottas and it was gonna happen like that for me for the Mercedes dominance for how it's going, and Hamilton was always gonna be in the pecking order for number one, honestly, I would try to leave. He's a great driver, and he deserves to. If he was on another team and he was a primary driver, I think he could make a really big push for the championship on his own. But I don't know if he wants that or if he's. But from today's drive, with how he was let go, I don't think he wants to be the secondary driver. In my point of view, I don't know. Like, I totally understand why Mercedes did it, but in Bottas' point of view, I'd want to leave if I was a driver in his position.
Yeah, no, you bring up a lot of good points, and I think I would have to agree. Again, I same thing. I completely understand why they did it.
Yeah.
Was it necessary? Probably not.
No.
Because,
it was assurance. That's all it was.
Right.
That's all it was. And like we said at the beginning of this podcast, that pretty much assures that Hamilton is going to be winning this year.
No doubt.
And like we said, we understand why they did it. That's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, because if you look at it from the perspective of Valtteri Bottas, I mean, you did what you need. I mean, it would have been different, right? If he's P2 and they say, okay, hold position.
Yeah.
Don't attack Lewis.
And we're going to use your slipstream to get it back. He was in first position, and they let Hamilton go pretty much. That's all it was.
And I mean, what else does he have to do? He got pole position.
Yeah.
Better lap than Lewis Hamilton. Got away at the start better.
Yeah.
So, if you're in his camp, you're thinking, well, what do I got to do to win a Grand Prix here, right?
Well, yeah.
And it is a team sport to an extent, but at the same time,
there's one championship winner.
Exactly, exactly. And you want to win races too. I mean, nobody, even if you're a backmarker, nobody's in the sport just to be in the sport. You want to win races.
You want to win races.
And I sort of got the sense that they didn't tell them that before the race.
Yeah. No, I totally got that exact same feeling. It wasn't like, no, you guys are going to go out a race, and depending on how you're going to do, we'll decide.
Right.
And then you could tell that it was already pre-decided that if they're both in the top three, Hamilton is going to be making the push to get the win.
And for me, the more problem was when they did it in the race.
Mm-hmm. Halfway through, towards the end.
I just don't think Vettel was a threat.
No, I don't think so. And not even just at that certain point in the race was he a threat. I don't think at any point in the race where at one point where we said the Ferrari's strategy actually worked and it might actually come through. I think up until after that point, maybe a few laps after that point, I think Vettel had lost it. I don't think he was going to make a push to try to get first place at that point. That was if they had followed through with that and everything worked out in his favor, maybe Vettel would have had a chance, but I think you're right. I don't think Vettel was a threat.